All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Daddy, and I am learning how to law. Sorry, it's early. Um, so it's like 7 o'clock out here as you're watching this. Um, it's probably going to be more along the lines of like 9:30, 10 o'clock when I finally get the video uploaded. Um, so just woke up, super tired. I'm sorry, I look a little rough. That's okay though. Thank you. I want to give a special thank you out there. I got another follower last night, so we went from, let me double check just to make sure. Yeah, we are at 16 subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So in the last couple of days, we went from my lucky 13. Now we're at 16. So I don't know. You guys are still my lucky 16. I just thank you. Sorry. I just woke up. I'm tired. Um, Slept really weird. Do me a favor, right? Last night I put out a couple videos before we went out and worked again. I was gonna go to bed, but some stuff started happening here at the house, and I was like, you know what? Let's leave the house for a bit, right? Um, so do me a favor, right? Because I'm actually very curious to see what you think if you actually see anything. I showed my wife the video that I made last night that I posted out on the interwebs, right, on the YouTube. During the for the video, for those of you who watch the video, the first part of it, the first 3 minutes is the short. I left that in the video because during the short, when I made that during the intro, I did not see anything in these windows up here. Okay, so do me a favor, go check the video, watch the entire thing, pay specific attention to the windows up there. Right, there was nothing there in the short. I started knocking on wood because if you watch the video, right, like I told you, good stuff is starting to happen. Like lots of stuff is happening all of a sudden, all at once. But it's going to be a huge beneficial thing for myself, for my family, for my loved ones, right? Like we're going to be taken care of because of this, and right, like I started thinking, right, just I started giving thanks. I started knocking on wood, right. Now, for those of you who do not know, in certain parts of the world, knocking on wood is a superstition. Still to this day, you knock on wood to basically invoke whatever spirit still resides in the wood. So see how there's all this wood? If I started knocking on it, some people believe that spirits still reside in the wood. So there's a spirit that lives in this, right? All that wood over there, right? Like knock on it, you are going to invoke whatever spirit resides in the wood, and you're basically going to petition it for help. Okay. Now again, it's a folklore, old folklore. You don't have to believe in it. I don't have to believe in it. Other people believe in it. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. I do believe in it, just so you know, but that's why I do it. I have seen too many things not to, and then there's my evidence from last night. I knocked on wood. There's absolutely nothing going on, but immediately after I do that, I start to notice something, and I make it very clear, and I let you know this is where I'm noticing it. Do you see anything? Do you notice anything? I did. I showed it to my wife. She started to freak out. She started to scare the baby. So the baby wanted to see what it was. So I came up with the real quick, if you meet my daughter, right, and she's like, oh, hey, did you see the video? It's my neighbor's cat. Do you understand? It's my neighbor's cat. It's my neighbor's cat looking through the window and scratching up the roof. Okay? It's Mittens, the cat, that cute cat that loves me to death. Okay? So, until we until we actually figure out what it was, it's my neighbor's cat. Okay, but like I said, that's those videos. Go, just do me a favor, watch that. Tell me if you see anything, because I sure did, my wife sure did, and we didn't want to scare my daughter, so it's my neighbor's cat. Okay, now for this video is going to be super short, super sweet. Doordash is if you work for Doordash, if you work for platforms like Grubhub, if you work for platforms like Postmates, just know that in the past, these platforms have been caught stealing from their delivery drivers. Doordash specifically had to pay out a massive lawsuit. You can look all that up. I'm not lying about anything that I say. But again, they were caught stealing from their dashers, and they had to pay a huge lawsuit settlement. Okay. I have proof that they're still doing it. I have been trying to get things taken care of for the last couple of months because, again, as I made you all aware, I've shown you my evidence, right? I, once upon a time, was on the Doordash Council. That means that anytime a rule or regulation or a policy was set to be made or changed or altered in any way, shape, or form, like, I would get asked my input, I would get asked what I thought, and then they would take my input, they would take the advice that I gave them, and then they would do whatever they wanted with it, right? We're going to take this bit of it, we're going to remove that bit of it because we think that it's extra, it's superfluous, we don't need it, right? Like, they would take the advice given by the Doordash Council and then they would put it into their policies. Now, the reason I bring this up to you is because in whatever job I've worked at, whatever capacity I've worked at, as a delivery driver for the last 8 years, as a cook for 7+ years for multiple companies, as a I worked in the banking field for a couple years, right? Like multiple departments in there, whether it was billing or credit cards or card information, card services, right? Like doesn't matter what part of the bank I worked with, I was your advocate, right? When I worked in telecommunications for Comcast or for Time Warner Cable, right? Like, I was your advocate. If I was on the phone with you, your problem was my problem, and I'm not going to let you go until I take care of all of your problems, okay? Even the ones you forgot about, because you wrote it all down and you have 3 in front of you, but there's something scratching the back of your brain. You're like, I swear I'm forgetting something. I'm going to ask you whatever relevant questions I can to jog your memory, and I'm going to take care of the other 3 questions that you had to ask, right? Like, that's me doing my job. I am your advocate until it's my goal. You are never going to call back again for this issue, right? You're going to call back because you have another issue that's completely unrelated and you need help taking care of that now. But I have you on the phone now. 1 caller resolution. You are not going to call back if I can help it, okay? That's me. I'm going to make sure that I take care of every last issue of yours. I'm going to make sure that you are well taken care of, okay? So keep that in mind, because when I was on the council, I was your advocate. I would make sure that you were making as much money as possible and DoorDash was keeping their hands off of your money, okay? Unfortunately, I have not been asked my input in quite some time, and recently I've caught DoorDash stealing from their employees. I'll show you a couple of just brief instances, but just know that every instance that I show you right now, I'm going to make an actual fully detailed video, and I'm going to discuss more about it. But again, let me go into my phone real quick. I sent myself a whole bunch of stuff on Messenger last night, so that way because I have on this phone, I'm trying to think, albums, screenshots. I have 13,500 screenshots, and that's just in less than a year, okay? On my other phone, on the one that I'm recording right now, I have 8 or more years of delivery driving, so that's like 90,000 screenshots, if not more, and then a metric ton of videos, and then that's just work related. That doesn't even count all my family stuff that I have on this phone as well, right? So there's a lot of information to go through. The examples that I'm showing you right now, I found last night while I was doing deliveries, because I noticed last night that they were stealing from us, and you all need to be aware of it. So that DoorDash has stopped giving us, you see right here, it says $2 bonus for leaving your zone. Once upon a time, that bonus was anywhere from $1 to $4. DoorDash feels the need that they no longer have to pay this anymore, right? See this right here? $2 bonus for leaving your zone to deliver way out here. So I have to drive from one town, drive to another town, and then drive way down here to a third town, right? Like, that's a ton of driving. From over here, the hot spot, the zone stops right here where you get off the highway right there, and basically right here is where the hot spot is no longer at. So from here to here, for 15-20 minutes, you're not getting any deliveries on the drive back, right? So it takes about 20 minutes to get from here to up here. Okay, so there's that. They're not giving us the fee for when we leave the zones anymore, and roughly 70% of all my deliveries are delivered out of zone. So if I do 10 deliveries in a day, that means 7 deliveries I'm not getting paid for. So that's an extra anywhere from 7, because in some markets they'll only give you $1, in some markets they'll give you $4. And here in our market, because I'm delivering basically for 3 towns in a small little area, their fee is $2. Hi, Mittens. Hi, baby. Hello. The kitty. Oh, I haven't seen you in a couple days. I was so worried about you. Come here, baby. Oh, no, she wants me to come out. Okay. Little turd. I was worried. I haven't seen her in a couple days, and then she popped up last night when I saw the thing in the window. So I know that it wasn't anything bad because she was around. She was here to protect me. If there was something bad, she would have took off, right? So I know it was nothing bad. In my mind, it was a guardian, it was a guide, it was a spirit guide. It was something like that, right? Because I knocked on the wood, I asked for help, I invoked the help around me, and immediately after you see something in the window that was not there before, and it stayed there and it persisted. You could see it watching and listening to me. So you might go and think I'm crazy, you might think I'm hallucinating, but when I show it to someone else and they're like, oh, whoa, do you see that? Like, you see that right there? Like, yes, that's why I'm showing it to you, right? When I go and I show it to my daughter and I have to trick her, it's like, look, it's the cat. It's the cat. It was the cat. I promise. And she's like, I see the cat. Ah, right? Shh. It's the cat. Sorry, back to these fees. So again, I have a ton of pictures showing that we are owed these bonuses for leaving the zone, and DoorDash stopped giving them to us completely, entirely. Right? And it's not just, this is a once-off thing, it just happened today. No, I've contacted DoorDash support at least 5 or 6 different times about the same issue, because every time that I notice it, I contact them and I let them know. Oh, well, we'll send you this thing, you send us your evidence, blah, 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 and then nothing happens with it. Or you'll get the, well, we're not currently offering that at this time. What do you mean we're not offering that? This is a thing that's set in stone. You're supposed to give this no matter what. It's not we're going to flip the switch on or off, whether, DoorDash is busy, we're going to, leave it on. DoorDash is not busy, we're going to turn. No, you can't do that. You can't do that, right? You can do that with a promotion. You can go and say, we're super busy right now and we need more help than what we've got. So we're going to give Dashers an extra $1 per delivery, $2 per delivery, $3 per delivery, right? Between the hours of this time and this, right? Like, I have pictures here that, let me find that for you. I have pictures here where I was offered that. I know that other drivers were offered that here in Lewiston, and we were not given that money, right? That's very specifically one of the screenshots that where is it? Hold on. But again, they're hiding the delivering out of bounds fees from us. They are, I got to show you a picture. They're charging ridiculous fees now that we drivers do not get. They've stated basically 8 years ago when I first started working for DoorDash, they stated these fees are not yours. These are 100% ours. When I was on the council, they stated multiple times, these fees are not yours. These are 100% ours. And now, again, you can look it up, Google it. This is all public knowledge. I'm not lying about this in any way, shape, or form. These fees do not go to delivery drivers. DoorDash keeps them 100%. Okay. Let me find the promo bonus for you real quick, just to show you, because that's going to be, here it is right here. Right? So one live promo, they were on this date, they were doing $2 added to every delivery. Okay. I have been dashing since 4 p.m. They had the fee going basically from the time that I logged on. It was either 4 p.m. or it was 5 p.m., right? But it was from the time that I logged on, so I'm assuming it was 4 p.m. And they had the $2 added per delivery. So that means that when you go and you get an order like this immediately after, right? Because again, it's, that was a different picture. I thought I had it immediately after. Oh, maybe it's this way. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Right? So you're supposed to get $2 added to every delivery. It states very specifically, earn extra money on each delivery you complete during the specific date and time in the eligible starting points. If a starting point has multiple peak pay programs, you'll receive the combined amounts. So that is very cool. That happened one time where there were 3 bonuses that stacked on top of each other. One was a $3 bonus from the time of 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock, let's say. And then there was a $2 bonus that went from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. So from 4 to 6, you were making just $3, but from 6 to 9, now you're making $5 because you have the first $3 fee and now you have the second $2 fee per delivery stacking on top of each other for the next 3 hours from 6 to 9, right? So you're now making $5 extra per delivery. They also had one final promo added on top of that. It was from like 7:30 until 9, because it was a holiday. All the drivers basically decided that they don't want to work anymore, that they've made enough money during the beginning of the day, and now they don't want to work the night hours, right? Like, so normally, right, if let's say I won't work for any less than $25 an hour, right? Like, my time is worth far more than that. I will not get in my vehicle and drive around for anything less than 25 an hour, right? Like, I have standards that I have to meet because I have a family to take care of. I have bills that I have to pay for, right? Like, we're actively trying to purchase land. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we want, that we have plans for. And if I don't make a bare minimum, then we can't do any of that. We can't eat, we can't put gas in the tank, we can't go drive around and have fun, we can't go work, right? Like, I need a bare minimum in order to be able to pay bills and survive, okay? So that day was super nice because, like I said, I will not get in the car for any less than $25 an hour. That day we were making like $50, $60 an hour because, again, like, during the later parts, like the early from 4 till 6, that $3 bonus was really nice. So instead of making 25 an hour, right, I was making 35, maybe $40 an hour. When those other bonuses hit, I went from 35 to 40 to like 45, 50 an hour. And then when that third bonus stacked, and all three of them I was making $7 extra per delivery because there was like 4 dashers in the 3 cities, right? And no one else wanted to work. So we were getting slammed with orders, right? Like, we were making like $60 an hour on that holiday. It was amazing, right? Sorry, I'm getting too far into the video, but these they don't offer any more promos in my area because they recently went through 3 major hiring events. I have a lot to talk about that. That'll be a completely different video. That's an entirely different rant, but dashers are being stolen from in that instance as well. Dashers are being, our promos are not being added, right? So see how it says added to every completed delivery? When you go and you see something like this where they've adjusted it, now you're getting a peak pay rate of $4 an hour extra, right? If I can complete, according to this, if I can do 1 delivery in 5 minutes, I get an extra $2, right? So if I go to McDonald's, if I go to Chipotle, if I go to Burger King, anywhere that is fast food, and they're able to have this order of chicken nuggets right here, they can have it out and ready in 2 minutes, and I can drive 3 to 4 minutes down the road and deliver this. That means I just made, I'm just gonna say $5, okay? $5 for that 6 minutes, okay? That means that if you break down an hour, 6 minutes, I can do 10 deliveries, okay? So that's $5 for every 6 minutes. Right? 60 minutes to an hour divided by 6, that's 10. 5 times 10, that's $50 an hour that I could potentially be making because of this, right? If nothing else, if I just do 10 deliveries in that hour, which is a lot, right? The most I've ever done, and I was busting my butt, I've done 8 deliveries in an hour, I would have made $16 extra because of this promo, right? Because it's $2 for every completed delivery, okay? This is important. Wording is important. When you were offered this peak pay, $2 added for every completed delivery. That means it doesn't matter if the delivery takes 5 minutes. Once you're done, you get your pay plus $2 extra. Okay, if it takes 30 minutes extra, then you get your pay plus $2 extra. If it takes an hour and a half to get the food and deliver it, you get your pay plus the $2 extra. Okay? Keep that in mind. When you come over, I completed 2 deliveries within the time frame. So I'm supposed to get down here, here's my base pay. So this is what DoorDash gives you just for delivering, right? Because I had 2 orders, the base pay is higher than normal, right? So 2 Taco Bell orders. This is the tip. This goes 100% to us. Over here, this is where the peak pay, this is what you need to pay attention to. Because I completed 2 deliveries, and right here it says $2 added to every completed delivery, that means that right here I should be making $4. $2 extra for this one, $2 extra for this one. So that means that $2.10 tip turns into a $2.10 plus 2 plus 2, so that's plus 4, so that's $6.10 I should have made. Okay? Instead of seeing a $4 here, you see $1.66 because DoorDash feels that they don't have to follow the rules that they set. They don't have to pay you $2 for every delivery. They're just going to pay you for a slightly reduced fee for your time, right? Instead of I did 2 deliveries, so I'm going to get an extra $4 per hour, right? No, it wasn't per hour, it was per delivery, but they changed it to per hour. I only worked 24 minutes, so now they feel that they don't even have to pay me the full amount that they promised. So instead of getting $4 over here, which I should have, I only got $1.66, which, now to some of you out there, that might not seem like a lot. To some of you out there, $1.66 is a fortune, right? Like that's a lot of money to a lot of people out there. Okay. There are some days where I do 10 deliveries. There are some days where I do 25 deliveries. The most I have ever done in a single day, Susie and I were in the car for 16 hours, I think, and we were getting no less than four deliveries in an hour, right? So just that right there, that's over 60 deliveries a day. That's 64 actually, I believe. Sorry, I again just woke up. Math is usually my strong suit, but I'm tired. So 64 deliveries, right? If you can imagine, they stole, so just off of this one right here, they stole, instead of $4, I got $1.66, so that's $2.34, right? So when you take $2.34 and you multiply that, I'm going in my calculator real quick, times that by 64, that one day they stole $149.76 from us because they felt that they didn't have to honor the terms of their agreement. Like, does that make sense? Okay. Now, imagine if it was that one day where I was getting the 3 promos stacked on top of each other, so the $7 per delivery, right? That day, they tried to screw me out of it. I caught it immediately. I called them. They put the money where it should have been, so I know that I made the money that I should have that day, right? Like I said, I make sure to take care of me and those around me, so if I catch something, I'm gonna make the people in charge aware of it immediately, right? Like, so again, just in this one example, DoorDash, for that 64 delivery day, they stole $150 from me, right? Like that money belongs to me, and that was just in one instance. That doesn't even count all the other things. That's just them not paying the promo. Now there's this other thing here. Let me show you, right? There's things like this. DoorDash is supposed to pay you for leaving the zone, right? So it's going to look something like this. Hold on one sec. Okay, I can't find the red map part, but here, let me show you, okay? It's supposed to look something like this. You're supposed to get your base pay, and then you're supposed to get your tip, right, because you're guaranteed that in full. But you're also supposed to get the bonus for exiting the zone because, again, if we are delivery drivers and you, DoorDash specifically, are forcing us to work in a proximity-based format, that means that if we deliver outside of the zone, we are not going to get deliveries sent to us. And I can prove that because you will give us something like, hold on, one second. I gotta go into my pictures from yesterday. You will send us an out of bounds thing like this. Delivery out of bounds, looks like you're too far for delivery. And we will not get deliveries until we go back inside the zone, which looks something like this. Okay, so you used to be able to get the $2 fee in Lewiston for delivering out of bounds, because right here, as soon as you hit that first bend right here, that bend right there, because this is right below our house, I know, because we drive out here quite often. As soon as you hit that bend, you are now outside of the zone. You are not going to get paid for any deliveries. So that means that from right there to way out here, that's roughly 15 minutes of driving that I will not get paid for, because I have to make that return trip over here, right? It's anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how far you go back in here in the subdivision and the complex, right? It could be even longer than that, right? But for this delivery specifically, it was going to be 7.2 miles, estimated wait time 29 minutes. So again, from here to here, it's roughly 15 to 20 minutes of driving that we will not get paid for once we complete the delivery. That's why you were supposed to get the bonus for leaving the zone. But again, this is what that delivery looked like when we're done with it. So we're way out here on the zone. And as you can see, we did not get any kind of zone pay. The reason I'm showing you this right now is because this is one of my usual customers that I deliver to out there. As soon as they see my name, they know that they're going to get the best customer service that you can get on Doordash, right? Like if there's ever issues with the order, I'm either calling them or texting them immediately. I am making sure that, okay, your order says that you have this, this, and this. Do you need any extra sauce? Do you need any of this? Would you like any of that, right? Do I need to ask them for anything whatsoever, right? You just ordered a whole bunch of Chinese food. Do you need any sauce? Would you like chopsticks? Do you need additional, napkins and silverware, right? Like, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm making sure that I'm taking care of you because you and your food, like your order is paying for me to put food in my daughter's belly, to put food in my wife's belly, right? Like for me to be able to feed my puppy and my, our flock of birds, right? Like, thank you. Without you, the customers ordering this food, I would not have a job. Without you, I would not be able to feed my family. Like I said, it's very, very basically, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do thank you. I appreciate you. But again, this person knows that when they have me, they are going to get the best customer service available. But this order specifically was a huge order. Lots of pizza, some breadsticks. It was a massive order, okay? Lots of sauce. And then, of course, there's the fact that I had to drive way another 15 to 20 minutes out of town just to go get them their food, right? So, again, when you see the $10.75 tip, it's because I went out of my way to make sure that the customer was taken care of, and I do every single time, right? It doesn't matter who I'm working with, but very specifically, like I said, this is one of my regulars. So they made sure to tip because it was a very, very large order, and they tipped appropriately. Thank you for that. I can't go and I'm not going to put names out there, but you know who you are. You live out on Cougar Ridge Road. You got pizza delivered from Papa John's last night. I appreciate you. You saw me. You interacted with me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That tip was amazing. That tip was easily the best tip of the night. Easily. Like, very easily. Anytime I see a tip $5 or more, I get excited. So you doubled that. You literally paid for you and the next person, because literally the next tip we got zero. We got goose egg. We got nothing. So you paid for the next person. I thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That delivery was, the one that I got the goose egg. It was I'm not going to go and blame or place names, right? Like, this is one of those things that I swear it's Doordash. It was a bulk order. It was a massive order. We delivered to a separate town, not quite as far as this one, but to a separate town. It was outside of the zone. So I didn't get that fee. And then I got zero for the tip. And again, it was a massive order, and it was a bare minimum 25-minute drive from the restaurant to the house, right? Because this is also it's an upscale neighborhood. Like, the neighbors around here, the houses might be anywhere from 300,000 to 500,000. Over there, it's like 3, 4, 5 times that. Like, there's orchards up there. Like, there's massive 10-acre estates up there, like big houses, massive garages to go with their big houses, and their multiple RV, right? Like, massive. So when I get goose egged from these people with their massive order and their, huge delivery, right? Like, I'm not blaming the customer. I am blaming Doordash because, well, very specifically, I know that these people in the past have tipped me before. These people know that I'm coming, right? These people just got my text. I sent, hey, sorry, there's a delay with the order. Hey, I'll get you this, I'll get you that, right? Like, don't worry, right? I'm on the way now, right? Like, okay, like, I'm informing these people. You would think that they would give me something higher than a zero, right? Which I'm pretty sure they did. I believe that they did. I know that Doordash steals from their customers, which is why I'm making this video. But again, I've shown you they steal with the promos. I've shown you that they're stealing the fee with the delivering out of bounds. I will make full videos about this in the future, so I apologize about the length of this. This is just a recap of all the different fees that I caught just yesterday that they're stealing. I told you that I had pictures of other fees that we Dashers are not getting in any way, shape, or form. This is all public knowledge. And again, because I used to be on the Dasher Council, I can speak 100% about this because I know about this, because I used to fight to try and get you as much of this as I could. Look it up. ask your phones, ask it something like this. Say, on my DoorDash receipt, is the service fee given to the DoorDash driver, or does the company get that? And then follow that up with, on my DoorDash receipt, is the delivery fee given to the DoorDash driver, or does the company get it, right? So service fee and delivery fee. We do not get any of that. Depending on the market that you're in, those fees can range anywhere from $3.99 all the way up to something like $19.99. And I've got a couple pictures here to prove that. Okay, so here we go. This is one of the pictures that I got. This is not my picture. This is someone else's picture, right? So their order, the people ordered multiple items, and it came out to $47.25. The tax for that, $4. They went and put in here that about $15 in fees before tipping is absurd, right? Because you have $9 here, you have $5 here, that's $14, plus you have this $27. So again, about $15 in fees before a tip is even thought of, right? Because they have to pay this extra $15. There's a lot of people who leave a zero for the tip, right? So DoorDash, you are quite effectively messing with our money, because like I said, like, we're supposed to get the tips, 100% of those tips. And if people aren't tipping because you are forcing them to pay all these other fees, again, we should get part of that. We should get half of that, right? Whatever you're charging, we should get the bigger portion of it, because again, it's a delivery fee. That's literally a delivery fee. We should get that 100% because we are taking our car, our gas, our time, our resources, and we're delivering the food. You, DoorDash, the people in the Indian customer service, right? You are not delivering the food, right? You are not, you should not have this in any way, shape, or form, right? Another thing that I'm upset about with DoorDash is the fact that you hire Indian speaking customer service, right? Overseas Indian, not the Native American Indians here, right? Overseas Indian, the ones who, terrible attitudes, terrible manners, terrible, just, I can speak on experience. I know several Indians. My mother-in-law knows several Indians, and they're just out of the 10 or so that I met, right? I'm giving you just statistics, right? I met way more than this, but we'll say I met 10 people, 8 of them highly rude. The other 2 people I worked with, the only reason they were not rude is because they would have lost their job. But if you knew anything about them in their personal lives, like, yes, very, very rude. It's just an entirely different culture over there. It is 100% male dominant. Females do not have any rights over there. It's a completely, if you believe in your rights, do not go to India. You will have your rights violated, especially if you are a female. Do not go by yourself. Do not travel to India by yourself. Just stay out of the country, okay? That is the best advice that I have for you. Now, back to the video, okay? Because so different customer ordered 4 things, right? And this is going to be a completely different rant of mine, a completely separate video. But DoorDash charges extra for their food, right? So this in the restaurant might be $5. This might be $12. This might be $12. This might be $12, right? But as you can see, DoorDash charges these extra prices because it's their app. They will buy these from the restaurant and then put it on their app at a higher price, and DoorDash drivers do not get any of that extra money. So not only are you charging extra per delivery, so this right here, let's just say they're making $5 extra per item. That's $5. Okay, so $20 extra for this order. DoorDash does not get that. That goes straight into the piggy bank of DoorDash. Okay, drivers don't get that. Drivers also don't get this $5.49 delivery fee, which 100% of that should go to us, and we don't get that. And then the service fee in this market is $12. Over here, you can see that the delivery fee was $4.99 and the service fee is $8.99. So this market, much more expensive. Okay, this one over here. This is a McDonald's order that hasn't been completed yet. This is the person just sending a picture because they're unsure as to what these fees are. This expanded range fee, that's that $2 fee that I showed you earlier that we Dashers should get here when we're here in Lewiston. In this market, they don't give $2, they give $1.49 for going outside of the zone. Okay, so I'm a little more fortunate because we get paid slightly more. However, I'm not fortunate because they stopped giving that fee to us, and they have no explanation as to why, other than the fact that, well, we're not offering it at this time. You should be offering it every single delivery. It's not something that you get to just choose. I'm gonna flick the switch and it's on now, but it's off now, right? Like, does that mean you can't do that? Okay. Again, though, the delivery fee, we should get that 100% because, again, we are delivering it, right? But over here in this market, it's even more expensive. It's not $4.99. It's not $5.49. It's $7.99 in this market, right? So, and then that doesn't even count the service fee that they're going to get charged also once they complete this order. So they're going to add the tip. So they're going to add an $8 tip, and then they're going to come down here and finalize it, and then they're going to get because this is just a summary so far. They still have to add their promotion. They have to add any waivers that they get. That's why you see green over here, because this person has been adding credits. So over here, once they finalize everything, you're going to see that service fee applied, and then you're going to have a brand new total, because over here it's a total of $29.45. But if they were to add $12, it's now going to go from $29.45 to $41.45. Does that make sense? So again, DoorDash is stealing all of these fees from the drivers. The drivers should get all of it or a portion of it, and we're not getting any of it. On top of that, the drivers are not getting any of that additional money that DoorDash is charging per item. So if I deliver a drink that is $1 on the McDonald's menu, right? DoorDash has that drink for $2 on their menu. Okay, that's the markup. If I deliver a meal from Burger King, right? If you go into the Burger King app, that meal is $10 on the app. However, in the DoorDash app, that same meal is now $15. It's because DoorDash is charging additional $5 for that meal. Okay, so that means that extra $5 that DoorDash gets, they're taking that and they're putting that in their pocket. They're not sharing that with the delivery drivers. Okay, so when I go and I do 20 deliveries a day and they're making, let's say, every order, 20 deliveries a day, every order has 2 items on it, and every single one of those was a meal. That means $5 per meal, $10 per order, 20 orders. That's an extra $200 that DoorDash is making off of me doing deliveries, that I should be getting some of that, and I'm not getting any of it. Okay, so when that's $200, and that's not counting the delivery fee, that's not counting the service fee, that's not counting the additional expanded range fee, right? They're charging all these additional fees, and we're not getting any of that. Okay, so again, this is just, I'm giving you a one-off instance of this, I'm giving you a one-off instance of this, I'm giving you a one-off instance of this. There are multiple issues, and DoorDash is stealing in, right? Like, all of these are 100% relevant issues. So I gave you the additional fees, I gave you the out of bounds fee, I gave you the promotional fee. There was something else too. Let me go into my messenger real quick. Let's see what I have. One sec. Woo! And then there's this one too. So I'm gonna summarize this because it's a bunch of pictures, but very basically DoorDash is knowingly shorting all of their delivery drivers. I have, like I said, each one of these examples I'm giving you is going to be a video by itself, but you shorted my pay for one of my orders big time. I need the rest of my money since I was on by time all night, right? So very basically, I was trying to find pictures, but I was severely shorted for one of my deliveries earlier. You guys owe me around $7 more than what you paid, right? It was a 30-minute delivery roughly, and you paid me for 4 minutes, right? So again, when I'm on by time, this pay structure right here, I believe silver, so I was making $15.75 an hour. When you go and you do, let's see, 15.75 an hour divided by 60 minutes, that means that you're making roughly 26 cents every hour. Okay, so when you go back into here, it was a 30-minute delivery and you pay me for 4 minutes. That means that times out by 26 minutes for what you didn't pay me, you now owe me the $6.83, right? So that's what they shorted me just for the time. Okay, so now let's go back over here. Right, $7.78. So I don't know how I did the math. I just showed it to you. It shouldn't be $7.78. It should be something slightly lower. But again, this was a order for KFC. I can go and give you the names because there's no last name and there's no address. So it was a double KFC order, was for John and one for Ada. Half pay for Ada was also not sent, since that was a double order sent by DoorDash after you guys were called by the manager at KFC who told you to stop sending the order. That was your guys' fault. I showed up for that too. So it's more like $10 to $11 since the half pay for the second order wasn't added. Upon checking, I can see that the total minutes spent on the KFC order is 26 and you have got 11 for it, right? No, I don't. The picture shows my tip. The DoorDash pay is lacking severely. I don't do per order. You owe me for time that I spent on the order, not just for the order itself. As a delivery driver, I am entitled to 100% of my tips that I earn, right? You also have to pay me for my time. Since I was on the by time deliveries and not the per order. 26 at 15 minutes is $6.83. So you owe me extra for that. And the half price for the canceled order for Ada. I understand your concern. Please try and wait, right? Like, that's fine. I can wait for that. The other part that needs addressing now. I don't mind waiting for the half pay since it's going to go straight into my bank account, right? So some of you watching are not going to understand what I just read. Basically, if there's a known issue, so in this instance, the KFC manager called and spoke with DoorDash multiple times because they were out of multiple things on their menu list, and they needed to make sure that it was taken off of the DoorDash app. This manager spoke with DoorDash multiple times, spoke with multiple people, and had it documented in multiple ways. Okay, when I get there and you have multiple items that are on the canceled list, we do not have them, right? Like, you forced me to drive across town and pick up this order. When something like this happens, very specifically, DoorDash is in the wrong. DoorDash cancels the order and they have to pay you half. So if the order is for $5, they give you $2.50. If that order was for $10, they have to give you $5. If the order was for $25 because it was a bulk order and you had to deliver 3 towns over and it was going to be a 30-minute drive just to get back, right? Like, you get half of that, right? If it was $25, you get $12.50. That, it's in the rules. We get that 100%. So when I go and I let them know that you didn't give me the money, right? He says, no worries, I understand. Please try to wait, and I apologize, apologies you have to go from this, right? So again, DoorDash customer support. Right, because I haven't heard from you in some time, I'm going to close our chat. No, again, he says, no worries, please try to wait. So when you tell me to wait, right, that means that you're going to go do something and you're going to come back and you're going to let me know. He immediately responds with, because I haven't heard from you in some time, I'm going to close our chat. So again, when my entire career is based off of providing the absolute best customer service available and you give me this, makes me so mad. Like, whenever I pick up the phone, I imagine that the person that I'm speaking with is my grandma and I'm going to help her as best as I can. When you pick up the phone and you talk to my grandma and you treat her like this, I just want to, right? Like, right? But again, so I put question mark. I'm waiting on you. Why would you close it, right? This is what annoys me. You see this right here? They ask you, so when you sign up for DoorDash, you have to put in your bank information because you want to get paid, right? That's not something that anybody aside from you and the DoorDash pay their payroll people need to know. Okay, where do I send the check, right? Because I can wire you the money. You can either put in your bank information and I can send it to your bank, or I can send it to a card specifically. What do you want me to do, right? You put that information in once, and unless I want to change it, I do not have to provide you that information at all. Because I used to work for a financial institution, because I used to work in telecommunications, and because I worked in all these professional capacities for, I've been working for like 24 or 25 years, okay? Like, you can't do this. That is personally protected information. You cannot ask for this. For this once upon a time, and they stole several $100s from me, right? That's what forced me to get my dash cam. That's what forced me to get my backup phone, because at the time I didn't have anything to protect myself. I didn't have anything to record conversations and prove what was said, right? So these people are asking you for your phone number, your date of birth, the last 4 digits of driver's license, and issuing state, right? So these 3 things, not a big deal, right? So, because in the banks that I work for, they'll ask you for like the last 4 of your social, or in this instance, they're just using your driver's license, because you have to be able to drive, and we need to know what state, and just the last 4, because that's what's on file for us, okay? This next part is what pisses me off. They need to know the banking institution name and last 4 digits of your bank account number, or the last 4 digits of your direct dasher card, right? That's what's stated right here. Over the phone call that I'm about to show you in one of my future videos, that agent is asking specifically for all of the information, not just for the last 4, but for all of the information. The phone call that I had several $100s taken from us, right? Like that DoorDash agent asked for all of the information, and I denied multiple times, and this kid threatened me that he's basically going to block my account and keep me from dashing unless I verified all this stuff, right? So under duress, I gave my information out. Immediately after that call, we had a couple $100s taken from us, right? I knew better. I gave the information out because I was like, it's DoorDash. They're not going to do what I think they're going to do, and DoorDash did what they did. So I have evidence of that now. I have pictures and I have video, so now we get to proceed, okay? But again, back to this. He says, the last thing that he says, please try to share the details, supervisor. And then nothing. That was it, okay? That's that, right? So again, in that instance, DoorDash is not only stealing tips, and they're stealing actual pay, because I just showed you shorted me $7 on the buy time, and that doesn't even count the half pay for showing up for this other order, which you knew about, right? Like, so again, you owe me $10, $11, $12 just for this single order, and this has happened multiple times. I'm bringing this to your attention. So again, if I catch something where you owe me $11 and I have multiple instances of this happening, that means that it's happening to you. I know it's happening to you because it's out there on the Reddit forum. Okay, so I apologize for the length. It's just every single issue that I brought to your attention, there's like 4 or 5 of them, we are not getting paid for. DoorDash is making a literal fortune off of us, and they're doing their absolute best to steal from us. So thank you for watching. Thank you especially. let me show you real quick. We got another follower last night. It doesn't tell me who followed, but I just know that I got another follower last night. So we are at 16 total subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. My last video, like I said, the short where there's absolutely nothing in those windows right there, and then the video itself has the short in the beginning, and then the rest of it, yeah, like I said, like I'm standing here and I'm like, yeah, no, there's something back here, there's something over here, I don't know what it is, but you guys let me know, right? So like I said, go watch that video, let me know what you think. As for this video, thank you for watching. I am about out of space on this phone, so I'm going to delete this once I upload it, and then I'm going to get some other videos out. So thank you all for watching. Again, every single instance that I spoke to you was just a one-off instance. I have tons and tons of other evidence to show you. So lots of pictures, lots of videos coming up. So the next few videos are going to probably be about DoorDash, since that's what happened to me recently and that's what's most fresh on my mind. I will get back to the other court-related stuff in a future date. I'm still waiting on correspondence from that insurance agent. So I've sent her multiple times that I need contact through email because I need to send them stuff, and I also need her information so I can verify that she is in fact who she says she is. So they refuse to return my phone call, so we're gonna get mad at them, but that's for a future video. Thank you all for watching. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, I gotta go get my dash cam. I have videos off there I gotta pull before I delete that. I'm gonna go do that. Thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe for more, follow if you are a delivery driver or if you know a delivery driver, because the next few videos I'm going to put out are going to speak very specifically about how delivery drivers are being stolen from, specifically in this instance, DoorDash drivers. I have tons of proof, tons of evidence to prove what I'm saying. It's not lying. I'm actively driving and delivering, and I'm catching all these instances, and I'm letting you know about it because, again, if they're stealing from me, they're stealing from you, and if they're stealing from us, then that means that we need our money back. So talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.